From your local election headquarters, this is Big Country Politics on KTAB.
And of course, keeping our kids safe is at the top of the minds of many of us. And right now, we're hearing from a therapist who deals with sex offenders every day. Here's a look at our in-depth raw interview.
Yes, I am the only LSOTP, which is a licensed sex offender treatment provider in Taylor County. There are a few independent ones, but the ones that are on probation, the sex offenders that get probated, they have to come to see me because I'm part of Taylor County Adult Probation. And so I'm their only option as far as their therapist goes.
And how often are you meeting with them, and what are y'all kind of doing?
Weekly at least. Some of these guys are on for 10 years, 5 years, 7 years, and the first half of their sentence they spend with me weekly. And then if they progress well as far as doing homework, passing polygraphs, doing well on the supervision side, we can progress them to bi-weekly and then eventually monthly for when they get ready to expire off probation.
And what did you have to do? What kind of training did you have to do to kind of be here and have this job?
Well, yeah, first of all, you had to become an LPC, which is a licensed professional counselor. You need a master's degree in that, in social work or counseling psychology. I went to ACU here for my grad school, and so I became an LPC. And in order to be an LSOTP, you have to have it's an extra credential and more supervision hours. So I did an additional 1,000 hours to get that LSOTP status to work with sex offenders, because LPCs can't work with sex offenders unless they have a special credential.
Awesome. And so talk about what you're kind of doing with them on that weekly basis.
Weekly basis, it's good just to have contact with sex offenders just so we can know what they're doing at all times. There's many, they see me, they see their officer, in the office, at home. So we see them at least, like Mike was saying, at least 8 times a month. So when they come here, part of their groups are one to be here every week to do some homework, talk about their offenses, talk about some relapse prevention, do assessments, do the polygraphs that they have to do at least one a year, participate in Halloween, gain chaperones if that's what they choose to do, and have a process time, like when they in that last phase of treatment, when they're here once a month. That's really just kind of how to reintegrate them into society and not being on probation.
Talk a little bit about the polygraphs and what y'all use those for, since you can't really use them in court. Right.
Well, polygraphs are a great tool for me. They're not so much on supervision side, but for treatment purposes, they are a wonderful tool. I absolutely love them. If I have a guy that's just got probated and they are denying their offense, the polygraph is the #1 thing that I use, and we're going to see if there's any deception indicated on if you did your charge or not. And usually, most of the time, they come back with deception indicated, which means that they were lying about sexual contact with the minor or whatever their charge was. And so I can use that and say, hey, you told me you didn't do this, yet you show deception on this question, which means you're not telling the truth. And usually they change their story. It's like, okay, I did what I did. So that helps in that aspect. And then yearly, for some of the guys that are here for 10 years, it's a good tool because they get asked, have you reoffended in the last year since your last polygraph? And they say no, they end up passing, no deception indicated. So we know for the last year he hasn't been sexually assaulting any other minors. And so the next year comes, they ask the same question, have you had any sexual contact with anyone under the age of 17? And since your last past polygraph. So that's a tool we use every single year to make sure they're not reoffending.
So what happens if they do find deception? What do y'all do then?
That's typically what we do, is we try to get an admission out of them, saying, hey, let's figure out why you're doing. And some of them will admit to, well, I was around a few minors. I didn't do anything sexual with them, but I was just around them. And most of them can't be around minors other than whatever approved through court, whether it be their own children or whoever. But usually we get an admission. If they continue to fail, then we'll staff it with the DA if they are not willing to say what they did.
And so we're using the term sex offender. Talk about what a sex offender is. It's not just, a pedophile. Explain
right. It's not just a pedophile. Sex offenders are pretty much in two categories. They're called preferential sex offenders and what's the other one? Situational, which means the preferential means that they prefer children, like that's who they're sexually attracted to, that's who they're interested in. Those are the true pedophiles. The situational ones are the ones that are attracted to adults, male or female, or rather whatever orientation they like, but because of whatever situation they were in, a child was available, and that's who they chose to act out on.
Okay. And what was I going to say? Oh my goodness, what was my question? So, you know, is it proven, you know, you've done this for years. How long have you been doing this?
3 years.
Okay, 3 years. Is it proven that, you know, sex offenders can get better and be back in society?
That's kind of a two-part question. The ones that are strictly interested, sexually attracted to children, they are, in my opinion, are never cured. That's just something you can't rewire in your head. Like, you know what your type of man is, right? So, I mean, it's hard to say that's against the law. Now you have to date blonde guys because that's brown-headed guys that's just kind of hard to rewire. But the ones that were situational, once we can figure out and we call it the stair steps, an offense cycle, kind of what happened right before you committed the offense, if we can get them to figure out their thinking errors, their cognitive styles, this kind of the things that, it's really they're coping with whatever their trigger was. Better ways to cope so they won't even go that direction again, then yes, they can obviously make better choices.
And for social media, you know, social media has been a huge thing with kind of, you know, a lot of things we've seen in the news lately. Mm-hmm. How do y'all manage that? Can they use social media at all? How does that work?
No, they are strictly prohibited from using any social media. Anything, I tell them, anything that you have to log in for and create a profile for and talk to strangers, you cannot do. So no Instagram, no Snapchat, no dating profiles. They can't even play Xbox Live or PlayStation, whatever they call it, when they're talking to people in Russia and some other countries. You know, they're not allowed to do that as well.
And our conversation continues right after the break. We're talking how they are tracking sex offenders. This is Big Country Politics on KTAB.